Now, who wouldn't fancy a Marvel entry with Channing Tatum in the titular role? Well, we are particularly stressing on one of the most high-profile projects of Marvel, the movie Gambit, to be more precise, which sadly never got to see the light of the day despite Tatum officially getting signed on board and all set to star in the title role. In fact, Gambit, which was intended to serve as the 14th installment of the X-Men film series, was stuck in production limbo for a very long time, with different directors attached to the project at various times over the years. Sadly, the flick never got made in the first place, thereby becoming nothing short of a traumatizing loss for Tatum, because let's be honest, the actor badly wanted to play the role of the mutant and firmly believed that the character of Gambit was the punk rock of all the superheroes. Well, in today's video, we will explore everything we know so far about Gambit and look at all the reasons for the film's cancellation. Are you ready? Let's dive right into the video then. But before we get into our explanation, we do have one very small request. If you enjoy our content, then please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us, it means a lot. Thank you. Now, let's begin. What was the storyline of Gambit? It was in January 2014 that X-Men franchise producer Lauren Schuler Donner disclosed that she had started doing the groundwork of a Gambit movie with Channing Tatum. Donner believed that it was not required on the part of the movie to be a great big film and that she wanted it to be about a thief in New Orleans, which also emphasizes on a whole different story. Tatum was officially signed on board in the month of May the same year, and Gambit was intended to kick off a new standalone franchise. Josh Zetumer was eventually hired as a writer in October, and he started working off a story treatment by Gambit's comic creator, Chris Claremont. Besides Donner and Simon Kinberg, the latter responsible for writing the screenplay of X-Men Apocalypse, Tatum was also geared up to produce the film along with his producing partner, Rid Carolyn. Fast forward to January 2015, and Fox gave Gambit a 7th October release date in 2016. What followed in the next couple of months was Tatum approaching a horde of filmmakers such as Bennett Miller, Gareth Evans, Darren Aronofsky, as well as J.C. Chandler to helm the movie, but every single one of them turned Tatum down. In May, Zetumer finished his initial draft of the script, which Tatum enthusiastically addressed as a killer origin story. The plot of the Gambit movie played a significant part in why the film constantly getting delayed. In fact, two of the directors later involved with the movie also brought up script issues as the primary reason why the movie never came to fruition. Also, you can call it a coincidence that both of these directors asserted that the project felt too rushed and that none of them had a complete script in their hands in the time window given to them before directing was scheduled to begin. Who was involved in the movie? It was in June 2015 that English filmmaker Rupert Wyatt signed on to direct Gambit. Filming was reportedly set to begin in New Orleans later that year, and by the end of July, the movie was supposed to have its focus on mobsters and thieves' end-of-the-world stakes. Having said that, Fox also wanted to make a grand spectacle out of Gambit and make the character highly popular. A budget of $154 million was being looked at to be spent in Louisiana. This was also when reports began to surface that Tatum was backing out of the project, mainly because of production issues, but that got resolved, and Tatum was back to playing his role in the movie and producing it. By then, many actresses were also being tested for the female lead of Belladonna Boudreaux, and Léa Seydoux was cast in the role by the end of August. However, Wyatt left the movie in September after changes to the film's schedule caused a clash with another project he was committed to. Way later in March 2019, Wyatt stated lack of budget and script issues were the main reasons he left Gambit. Anyway, we come back to November 2015 when Doug Liman was roped in to take on Gambit. Liman began working on the screenplay of the movie with Tatum, Carolyn, Zetumer, and Kinberg. Gambit was meant to have its own different flavor and tone, more like a heist movie and a sexy thriller in a way. While filming was set for March the following year, Fox officially removed the film from its October release date in February itself. In July 2016, Kinberg praised the script for Gambit and said that they were aiming to begin filming at the beginning of next year, but Liman left the project the following month, calling it a mutual split with Fox and opting to direct the DC Comics-based movie Dark Universe. It was later that Liman explained that he never truly felt connected to the script that was given to him, and that is precisely what had backed him out of the project in the first place. It was in October 2017 that Gambit Gambit was given a February 14, 2019 release date, and Gore Verbinski was confirmed to direct. Casting for the film was thoroughly in progress, and Jenny Bevan was taken on as costume designer for the movie. Lizzie Kaplan was also in talks to join Gambit as the female lead character, and at some point, actor Lil Rel Howery was roped in to star in the film alongside Tatum in an undisclosed role. By December, the filming was all set to start in New Orleans in March 2018 finally. But Verbinski withdrew from the project in January, citing a scheduling conflict when creative differences were also reported. Fox had no other option but to push the release date to 7th June 2019. What led to Gambit ultimately getting cancelled? The new June release date was expected to work in favor of the movie, as Gambit was then deemed a summer Marvel movie. Gambit was already being described as having a comedic tone, one that particularly revolved around a heist, and had also undergone a few rewrites by then to make it more suitable to the New Orleans style. It was in April 2018 that the producers approached a horde of new directors for the film, and in May 2018, Kinberg happily stated that he and Tatum were content with the current script of Gambit and hoped to pick a new director within the next few weeks and start shooting the movie by the end of summer. Kinberg also reaffirmed that Gambit was still a priority for Fox, and that Disney's proposed acquisition of Fox would have no impact on the film. It was in September that Fox was looking to start the production of Gambit on the 15th of February the following year, and this gave the studio enough time to hire a new crew for the film, given that the former hired crew members were scrapped for obvious reasons. This was followed by Kinberg confirming that they were next looking to start production in early 2019. Kinberg also described the movie as a romantic comedy, with the character of Gambit being both a hustler and a womanizer. Fox ended up delaying Gambit's release date once again to 13th March 2020, and Carolyn was believed to have been working with Zetumer on the script. It was in October 2018 that Kinberg confirmed that the version of the film that was currently developing was radically different from their earlier plans, and that is why the tone of the movie had transformed from a heist movie to a romantic comedy. Kinberg also stressed that some of the heist elements were deliberately kept in the film because Gambit was a thief at the end of the day. But having said that, the focus would be on the love story between Gambit and Belladonna. In January 2019, Tatum expressed his interest in directing Gambit, along with starring in it. However, the following month, Donner disclosed that Gambit, along with the rest of Fox's Marvel movies, had been laid aside until Disney's possession of Fox was complete. A week after the completion of the acquisition, Kinberg stated that Marvel was evaluating Gambit, only to be officially called off by Disney in May 2019 and removed permanently from its release schedule. Marvelous verdict. Well, for now, it looks like Marvel Studios has closed the door on a Gambit movie, but it is always better not to lose hope completely and to stay positive. Who knows, Tatum might get to play the character of Gambit after all, but for that to happen, we have got to keep calm and wait. Well then, that is all for today, and with this, we finally come to the end of our video here. So, what are your thoughts about the movie? What do you think went wrong? We promise to keep you posted with every new information we gather on Gambit. Also, we would love to know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Now, if you enjoy this video, you know what to do. Please do leave a thumbs up and stay tuned with us, as we promise to come back with more exciting content. Till then, goodbye, and thanks for watching. Have a nice one!